What you want? What you want?
No, never. Y'all will never do that again.
Hi, I'm Randall here in Texas.
And I'm Matt here in Michigan. Today we are talking about the third movie in a series, the Bad Boys series, Bad Boys for Life, starring Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and the only one so far in the series not directed by Michael Bay. Though you wouldn't know that unless you actually read the credits. So, Randall, what did you think about Bad Boys for Life?
Bad Boys for Life gave me exactly what I was looking for. I knew going in that it wasn't going to be a great movie, but it is mostly a lot of fun. I enjoyed the fact that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence just slide right back into these characters. They don't miss a beat from the very beginning of it. It was a fun movie to watch, and that's really what I was going for. A little bit of nostalgia, but mostly it was just good old-fashioned, like 1990s type action movie fun.
I agree. You're gonna get, I guess if you expect the other, what you got from the other Bad Boy movies, yes, that's what you're gonna get in this one. You're gonna get action. You're gonna get violence. You're gonna get stuff with drug cartels and stuff. And you're gonna get Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, two of them together, hamming it up. The back and forth they have going, that's really what makes this movie enjoyable. The parts where they're, having their back and forth, picking on each other a little bit. And that's where this movie really shines. I mean, you deep down, these characters, they really care for each other. They have a very close bond. And it's good. It comes out in this movie. That's what makes this movie good.
Yeah, and it's also, sadly, to a little bit of its detriment, because it has them doing a lot of the same stuff that you see from the original and a lot of the stuff you see in Bad Boys 2, where it's like, okay, this happens, and then this set scene happens, and this action scene happens. They have their breakup, they have their argument, they get back together. So, it's very formulaic. It's very much similar to the original Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2, which from that perspective was a little bit boring. But you're absolutely nailed it. Like, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together, it's the strength of the movie. It's the strength of the franchise, really.
Yeah, the characters are pretty much the same. Martin Lawrence, a lot of it is about his home life. He's a cop, but a lot of his character is about, his family and what's going on back home. And Will Smith, of course, he's, the
Playboy, the fabulous
Playboy.
Yeah.
Yep, driving the fancy cars. Though it's kind of interesting in this movie. It seems like just about everyone's got a lot of money driving either a Porsche or a Tesla, or, something in this movie. A lot of product placement. Everything is nice and shiny. All the guns are brand new guns and everything in this movie. So, yeah, really, it's a movie featuring beautiful people with money, driving fancy cars.
Yeah, but it's got Mike Lowry in it.
It does.
No,
It
Mike
does have
Lowry.
Mike Lowry in it. Yep.
Making me feel a little bit like I should use some Just for Men on my goatee here.
Yes.
I don't use Just for Men. You do, Mike. I did. The comedy was fun. The comedy was great. If I have a criticism of the movie, it was a little over long for me, though. It's only 2 hours, but it feels 2 hours. They could have cut an easy 25 minutes out of this film, I feel, and you wouldn't really have noticed it.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of part that was making the movie long, too, is you talked about, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith kind of having, their little, breakup, which we kind of get. And really, when they're not together, those parts of the movie do seem longer. It's when they're together that the movie is, really going. So for me, part of the movie, the first part of the movie was a little bit harder to watch. And then I think, the second half of the movie just went by quickly. I was laughing a lot more. I was enjoying myself a lot more during the movie during that time.
Yeah, I agree with that pretty much. When they have their little tiff and they're apart doing their own thing, it's not that entertaining, and B, it's kind of a slow part of the movie. So really, the plot of this, without getting into too heavy spoilers, it's kind of like Will Smith's character, Mike. His past is coming back to haunt him. Something he did really, really soon out of the academy is coming back to haunt him, where he locked up someone he loved, and it's the only woman he's quote unquote truly ever loved, and he had to put her into prison down in Mexico. And I didn't really like that in particular. I thought it would have been kind of more interesting to take it back to maybe the original Bad Boys or Bad Boys 2 and say that she's this lover of one of these ex-cartel guys that they've previously taken down together. I thought they didn't have to put it all the way back to, oh, well, this was before they were partners. So Martin Lawrence's character doesn't know about it. But, you know, the plot is pretty paper thin, but again, it was exactly what I was expecting out of a Bad Boys movie, albeit just longer than it really needed to be.
Yep, I agree. If you know, for those fans of the first two movies, there are callbacks to those movies in this too. Some like minor, maybe what you thought were throwaway characters, specifically in the second movie, actually come back in this movie. So for those, you know, that enjoy those movies, you're gonna pick out right away like, oh yeah, I'm surprised, you know, they brought this person back. So, yep.
Again, another little mini spoiler. I swear, when I was sitting in the theater, there's this Martin Lawrence's daughter's character is having a baby. I must have laughed like a solid 2 or 3 seconds before everyone else. As soon as I saw those ears on that actor, and I was just like, oh, that's the guy that they intimidated back in Bad Boys. And basically said, never come back, don't bring my daughter back late, you got it? And I'm like, I can't believe they're still going out. And I don't think half my theater even got that it was the same character and the same actor that played it as in the original Bad Boys. So it was a really good callback.
Oh, I knew immediately when I saw him. That's Reggie!
Yep.
Reggie's back!
Yes, that was fantastic. I loved that. I love all the callbacks to the originals. It was just a solid, fun movie. I think that anyone who's looking to, you know, who enjoys the original Bad Boys will enjoy this. I think that if you like action movies, especially kind of action movies in the Michael Bay mold of big explosions, you're going to enjoy this a lot.
I had to look it up to see that Michael Bay did not direct this movie. I thought for sure Michael Bay directed this movie. He even makes a cameo in it. It even has the Michael Bay pans and then stuff, you know, just spontaneously combusts. Like even like a table just explodes for some reason. I don't know why, but yes, it definitely feels like a Michael Bay film.
Okay, you're talking about the pans. That's really interesting. I noticed in this one when they do like the time scenes, like, oh, we need to move really quickly between night and day, and you do a pan, the Michael Bay pan, as it is. That there's definitely times where they're playing it backwards. I saw like a little boat in one of the bays. Instead of the wake going forward, the wake was going backwards.
Maybe it's connected to Tenet, the new Christopher Nolan film coming out. That was in the trailer, right? Just that's a joke, guys. As far as
no. What are you talking about?
No connection to Tenet.
Wait a minute. The Bad Boys universe and the Tenet universe are the same? Michael Bay and Christopher Nolan are collaborating? No. Well, long story short, this is a fun movie to watch. Go watch it, especially if you just want to detach from reality for a couple of hours. It's that kind of movie. I recommend it for that purposes. If you're not really into big action-y explosion movies, it's definitely not for you, but you probably already knew that.
Yep, I agree with Randall's sentiments. Alright, if you guys like this video, be sure to give us a like. And if you want to see more of our content, subscribe. We'll have a link available for you to click on there. For now, I'm Matt in Michigan.
Okay, and I'm Randall in Texas. See you guys all next time.